this lump growing on the back of my head, and it kind of freaked Robert out a lot. It started growing so quickly, and then he looks at it, he goes, actually, we're gonna remove that today. We're gonna remove it right now. So I'm at the dermatologist now, and my hair is gross because I couldn't really do it because he has to be able to look in my head, and I'm gonna have to probably have Emery take a picture of it, but I've got this lump growing on the back of my head, which my doctor drained a little bit because it was like really soft and smushy around it, but they wanted me to go to the dermatologist, and I kind of ignored it for a while because, you know, I had stuff going on with Kylie, there was all kinds of stuff going on, but it's starting to grow a lot faster now, and it's painful. Some of the time it bothers me. And so, and it kind of freaked Robert out a lot. And he's like, you need to go to the doctor and take that taken care of. So I'm just waiting on the doctor to look at it. When the assistant came in and saw it, she didn't think it was the same thing that my doctor thought it was. So this should be interesting. I don't even know if I can see my head, but anyway.
I can take a picture for you if you'd like.
Okay, I'll do it so you can see it. Here, let me flip this around. So his goal was not to shave my head, which I really appreciate that goal. They make an incision that's actually smaller than the lump, and then they kind of force it out. So this is actually called a pilar cyst. It's not what my doctor thought it was. And the reason it had to be drained before was because I guess they can kind of explode a little bit in there. But because it hurts to brush my hair now, and it hurts sometimes when I lay on it, they're gonna go ahead and remove it. And I was like shocked they could take it out today, so I was like really excited about that. Okay, so I haven't wanted to be on camera or do anything because I'm really embarrassed because I can't color my hair and I can't brush my hair except for like right here in front because of my stitches.
Can't wash it either, right?
What?
Can you wash your hair either?
Well, it doesn't feel very good to wash my hair, but I need to keep it clean. Okay. It makes it really itchy after I wash it, and then people yell at me not to scratch it. So, here's the deal. So when I called to make the dermatology appointment in the first place, the receptionist said, so what's this appointment for? I said, well, there's a growth on my head. She said, well, you realize when you come in, they're not going to remove the growth. They'll just talk to you about it and make a plan from there. I said, yes, I'm sure that's what they're going to do. So then when the assistant came in, I don't know if she was a nurse or a PA. I don't know what she was. She said, so you realize they're not going to remove this today. They're just going to make a plan of, you know, action of what we're going to do. So she looked at it and she said, I'm not allowed to tell you what it is, but I don't think it's what you were told it was. So then the doctor comes in and he talks to me for a minute and he said that those things could rupture. I said, well, it already did rupture. And then I explained to him how they had to drain it and everything. And he looks at it. Excuse me, let me back up. So the doctor comes in and he says to me, I was told what was on your head. We're not going to remove it today, but we'll make a plan. I'm like, okay, you're the third person. I don't know if people always come in there thinking that they're going to get it cut off on the day they come in or what, but they're going to make sure I really understand they're not removing it today. And so he talks to me about the possibility of rupturing, and I explained to him it already has ruptured and that they had to drain it. He's like, let's talk about it again, you know. So I explained to him what happened at the doctor's office and how they used a needle to drain it. And then he looks at it, he goes, actually, we're gonna remove that today. We're gonna remove it right now. And then he looked at the person who was assisting him, and he said, what's my schedule look like? And then she said, you've got a conference. And he goes, that you're supposed to, I guess he was speaking at a conference. He's like, we're gonna take it out right now anyway. So he numbed it, and then, and I was thinking, oh, that's so nice. It didn't occur to me that how strange that was that 3 people told me there's no way that they're going to take it out today. And then all of a sudden he's like, let's, work around it and do it today. And so he numbed it. He left the room. He came back. He removed it. And a couple of things, it didn't hurt, and I have a really high pain tolerance. It didn't hurt very much except for twice. One time, he goes, did you get a zing? And I said, yeah, I got a zing, all right. And he said that it was because of nerve endings that it was attached to. And And it also bled a lot. I guess I was being fed by one blood vessel or something. But anyway, so that was something they were not expecting. I had to have an extra stitch because of that. And other than that, it went great. The one thing that really surprised me, though, besides the fact that they took it out that day, I wasn't allowed to lift anything over 5 pounds, and I had to do the bed rest, rest thing, which is normal when you have like local, when you have general anesthesia in a hospital, you have to do that after surgery. I've never had a procedure done at an office and had restrictions afterwards, but I did understand why, because I was really dizzy afterwards. So here's the deal. When I left the dermatologist's office, I wasn't like worried about cancer. I knew that they biopsy these things just because
They're supposed to.
they're supposed to. It's a growth. That's like what they just do. So, but I came home and I actually looked it up. And so, no, it's almost never cancer. Well, true, it's almost never cancer unless it ruptures and then starts to like grow rapidly afterwards. It started growing so quickly. I mean, that's the reason I went to the doctor, was because it started growing like rapidly, and Rob saw it and he had a freak out. He's like, you gotta get that looked at right now. And so I think it only took me a couple of days to get into the dermatologist's office. And then I started getting paranoid and thinking, okay, for the last few weeks, which is basically when this growth started getting really big, I have felt so sick. I haven't felt like this since I had chronic fatigue syndrome. It's hard for me to get out of bed, la 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 la. And I talked to my doctor about it, and he's like, that is depression, anxiety that can do that to you, which is totally true. I am not discounting that. It just makes me slightly paranoid. And so on the 30th, I go in and get my test results and get my stitches out. And so I guess we'll update you on that. And on the good side,
Right there. There you go.
Jace this is what Jace got for Christmas this year, was an Ancestry DNA kit. And because he's adopted, we don't really know almost anything about his heritage.
We know one thing.
But because of the documents I got when we adopted him, but we just don't know very much at all. And he wants to understand where his ancestors came from. He obviously is not Caucasian totally. I mean, he looks like he's a mix of different races, and so we're excited to find out exactly what those races are. So I'm really sorry this video's late. I'm really sorry about I haven't been talking. I'm just like, it's just embarrassing, and I'm like kind of a nervous wreck, being paranoid, but I look forward to being able to get the next video out to you this week, actually, even if it's just a short little video that tells you the test results. So love you. Mwah.